There is a country where the mountains hold the memory of millennia, and the land seems to breathe with legends. Armenia, ancient, rugged, and incredibly beautiful. Today, we're heading to a place where a bridge sways over a chasm, where a cable car soars above gorges, where rocks form entire cave cities, and where ancient monasteries have gazed at the clouds for centuries. 5 places, 5 stories. Get ready to be amazed. The Suspension Bridge in Armenia. The Suspension Bridge in Picturesque is a famous pedestrian suspension bridge, 160 meters long and 63 meters above the bottom of the gorge. It connects the modern settlement with old Picturesque, a cave city, replacing the long 6-kilometer descent. The swinging bridge is located in the Suyunik region, 8 kilometers from the town of Goris and approximately 248 kilometers from Yerevan. It is 160 meters long and 63 to 65 meters high. Around 700 people can cross the bridge at the same time. The bridge was built in Armenia with Funding from a local patron and through the efforts of the village residents. The descent to the bridge from the viewing platform is via a long staircase of around 400 steps. Crossing the bridge, which really does sway in the wind and underfoot, offers breathtaking views of the gorge, ancient caves, and rock-cut churches. The cave city of Picturesque. The cave town of Picturesque is situated on the slopes of a picturesque gorge stretching for almost 3 kilometers. It is an Armenian village comprising around 10 cave dwellings. In ancient times, it was one of the largest villages in Armenia, with a population of 110. It is the only Armenian village that has never once fallen under enemy control. Its history is replete with fierce battles against invaders. Looking at the caves hewn into the middle of the sheer cliffs, it becomes clear that extraordinary people lived there. They managed to repel attacks by huge armies, numbers several times greater than the village's population. During attacks, every resident knew their role. From the easily accessible caves, people would evacuate to more inaccessible ones, using ladders and ropes. Within the impregnable cliffs, they could remain for months in the event of a siege. Life in the caves was by no means a bed of roses. It was simply the only surefire way to fight for freedom. And their love of freedom was their Achilles heel. However, the presence of 2 churches and 3 schools is already indicative of the high level of education and civilization among the village's inhabitants. Many cultural figures are known to have hailed from Picturesque. Among them are builders and architects, whose works can still be seen in the village itself. In addition to the caves, conventional houses were also built. People lived in the village until the 1970s. In 2012, a suspension bridge 65 meters high and 165 meters long was constructed, connecting the opposite slopes of the gorge. Mighty stones. Karahunj, a large lake basin formed in the Suyunik region as a result of volcanic eruptions, provided a seismic-resistant ground foundation and served as a solid base for the construction of significant architectural structures, including Karahunj. Karahunj is regarded as the oldest observatory, not only in Armenia, but also in the world. Its name, structure, and purpose have international parallels, scientific corroboration, and historical analyses, pointing to the Armenian highlands as the oldest center of astronomy. The local names for Karahunj are Sitsker, pointed stones, Dik Karer, stones with holes, and Zorats Karer, which translates as stones of the days. According to another interpretation, the name Zorats Karer means mighty stones, emphasizing the energetic power and might of the megaliths. The interpretation of the Zorats quarry as mighty stones or stones of power strongly emphasizes the legendary energy of this site. Situated at an altitude of 1,770 meters in the Suyunik region of Armenia, many researchers also refer to this monument as Karahunj, Zorats Kar, stones of power or stones of warriors, or Karahunj, singing stones or resonating stones, is one of the oldest observatories, which remained in use right up until Armenia's conversion to Christianity. The site consists of more than 200 upright basalt stones, menhirs, many of which have holes running through them. Some of the stones form a stone circle. According to some sources, Karahunj is between 5,500 and 6,000 years old. Zoratskar is, of course, a place of power. The energy here is powerful. The complex is situated in a field strewn with stones, which were used as building material for it. The structure itself consists of 223 numbered basalt andesite stones, 1.5 to 2.8 meters high and weighing up to 8.5 tons. Some of the stones are arranged in a rather uneven row, stretching from northwest to southeast. In the center of the row, the stones form an oval, with passageways visible on opposite sides. In the center, there is another circle and a stone mound. To the side of the mound is a tomb in the form of a stone box. There are also freestanding stones. The site has the status of a historical and cultural reserve. It is open to the public, free of charge. Sakkivank, also known as the Monastery of St. Barbara. Sakkivank, also known as the Monastery of St. Barbara, is a unique cave church carved directly into the rock on the southern slope of Mount Era, near the town of Yegvard. The name translates from Armenian as Monastery of Flowers, mentions the existence of the monastery, though there is a legend according to which, in the 4th-5th centuries, Zakhevank is a unique rock-hewn church carved into the slope of Mount Era. According to legend, the Christian maiden Sahik, meaning flower, took refuge inside the cave from a prince who was pursuing her. When the prince caught up with her, she threw herself off the cliff, and the water dripping from the cave ceiling is still believed to be her tears. According to an Armenian folk legend, the beautiful maiden, Tahik, took refuge in the mountains from a local prince who wished to force her to marry him. Having met a shepherd on the way, she begged him to keep her whereabouts a secret. Goshavank. The Goshavank Monastery complex is a medieval monastery complex dating from the Shi'ar-Thips, Shirsen-Thips centuries, situated in the village of Gosh in the Tavush region of Armenia, 15 kilometers from the town of Dilijan. Founded by the eminent thinker Mikhatar Ghosh, it was one of the main educational and cultural centers of medieval Armenia. The complex was built in 1188 on the site of the old Getic monastery. The buildings are characterized by classical, austere architecture with cruciform facades. The monastery complex comprises the Church of the Holy Mother of God, Astvatsatsan, the main domed building, erected between Eeujo-E and Eeujo, the Church of Saint Gregory, Saint Gregor, built between Er-Lingpa and Er-Siyi, the Library Bell Tower, a unique two-story building crowned by an elegant belfry. The Church of Saint Delusavorich, a small building, 1237 to 1241, with a vaulted hall. The Chapel of Saint Ripsime and the Tomb of Mikhatar Ghosh. The library with a bell tower, 1291, school buildings, a chapel, and a gallery. 13th century. In the 13th-14th centuries, a major university operated at the monastery, where students studied law, philosophy, theology, and the art of miniature painting. The monastery is situated in the picturesque mountain gorge of the Getic River, surrounded by dense forests. In Yiyibaba, Mikhatar Ghosh began construction of the monastic complex with the assistance of Ivan Zakarian. Previously, not far from present-day Goshevank, there had been the Getic monastery, which was destroyed by an earthquake. Having built the new monastery, Mikhatar Ghosh named it Nor-Getic, New Getic. However, following his death in 1213, the monastery became known as Goshevank. Mikhatar Ghosh himself was buried here, near the monastic complex he had built. Having completed the construction of the church and the narthex, Ghosh built a small chapel for himself, next to which, according to Kyriakos Gonzaketsi, he was buried. This small chapel is traditionally regarded as the thinker's tomb. The main church of the complex is the Church of the Holy Mother of God, Serb Astvatsatsan, built between Eeujo and Eujolil, which is a typical cross-domed structure with an altar apse in the eastern section. Goshevank Monastery is renowned for its unique khachkars. Goshevank was not merely a spiritual center, but also an educational hub of medieval Armenia, a veritable university where philosophy, theology, music, languages, and other disciplines were taught. Founded by Mikhatar Ghosh, the school operated for many centuries and gave the world-renowned scholars, authors, and art historians prominent Armenian cultural figures such as Vanakin Vardapet and Kyriakos Gonzaketsi studied and lived here. Armenia is in no hurry to reveal itself. It waits for those who are prepared to look more closely. The swinging bridge, Tetev's wings, the stones of Kenzoresk, Zakivank, and Goshevank. These are just a small part of what this land has to offer. If you enjoyed this journey, please give it a like, subscribe, and share in the comments which of these places impressed you the most. Until next time.